Hi everyone, and welcome to our Wednesday encouragement. I have to tell you, I was encouraged seeing most of your faces after nearly a year this past Sunday. Having the mask mandate lifted for those who've been vaccinated has been a blessing. And I, for one, am grateful, and I know a lot of you are too. Now, you'll notice one difference if you come in downstairs this coming Sunday, and that's that we moved the offering plate that was down on the table at that entrance. We moved that upstairs. So they'll be at the entrances to the auditorium as you come in. And I want to thank everyone again for how faithful you've been in your giving, both when we've been shut down and when we opened back up and we switched the way we collected the offering to putting the plates outside the auditorium instead of passing them like we used to. You've been great about dropping your offering off as you come in. And especially those of you who aren't able to be here in person and you've brought your offering by the office or you've mailed it in, we want to thank you for being so diligent and faithful in your support of the church. It means more than we can tell you. Now, on June 6th, we're going to be celebrating our 2021 graduates, and we want all of our CACC graduates included. So if you have someone graduating from high school or college who attends Cherry Avenue, please make sure that we have his or her information so that we don't leave anyone out. We don't want to exclude anyone. June 6th is also the day we're going to be resuming our junior church classes for our K through 5 students during the worship hour. And so we're looking forward to that. That'll mean both of our children's classes that we offer at 10 o'clock will be available at that point beginning June 6th. Don't forget that while we're still working on getting our children's Bible school classes going again, we do have 2 adult classes meeting at 9 o'clock each Sunday. One meets downstairs in the fellowship hall and the other meets upstairs in the Mary Mates class. And I hope you'll be a part of one of those classes if you possibly can. And for those of you who can't be with us in person on Sundays, I want to encourage you to join us at 9:30 for our church-wide time of prayer, where we lift up our voices to God in prayer from wherever we are. Prayer is so important, and we always want to be a people of prayer. So please join us in prayer at 9:30 each Sunday morning. If you need a prayer guide, there's one you can download on the website. Well, I'm not in marketing, but if I were in the advertising department for AARP or Geritol or Bengay, I'd be beating a path to Phil Mickelson's door right now. This past weekend, he became the oldest person to win a major tournament, just 3 weeks shy of his 51st birthday. To put it in perspective, a number of his competitors weren't even born when he won his first pro tournament in 1991. Jim Nance punctuated his win by saying, "Phil defeats Father Time." I'd say he drubbed him with his 4-wood. I can just see it now. Phil holding up the Wanamaker trophy. "If you want to bring home the silver, take Centrum silver." Or a Rascal scooter with a golf bag attachment. When Phil Mickelson spoke to reporters after the tournament and was asked about becoming the oldest person to ever win a major, he said, "I just didn't see why it couldn't be done. It just took a bit more effort." He said, "I just had to work a little bit harder than I used to." I like it when people don't look at their senior years as a time to quit, but as a time with new opportunities. And throughout Scripture, God did great things through people who would have qualified for Medicare. Abraham was 75 when he gave up his idols and came to faith, and 100 when he became a father for the first time. Can you imagine that? I mean, we keep our great nieces for a couple of days, and I need a week to recuperate. And I'm half that age. But God built a great nation through him, even though he began late in life. Moses was 80 when he led the Israelites out of Egypt, and he led them for 40 years after that. Joshua led Israel in taking the promised land in his old age. In fact, Joshua 13:1, God told him, "You are now very old, and there are still very large areas of land to be taken over." And God went ahead of him to make that happen. But he used Joshua to lead the Israelites through it, at a time when most people are well past the time when they want to hand the reins over to somebody else. And it's a reminder that God can do great things through us at any age if we're surrendered to him. 1 Timothy 4:12 says, "Don't let anyone look down on you because you're young, but set an example for the believers in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity." Psalm 92 says, "The righteous flourish like the palm tree and grow like a cedar in Lebanon. They are planted in the house of the Lord. They flourish in the courts of our God. They still bear fruit in old age. And we might retire from our career, but there's no retirement from serving God. It just changes form over the years. The key, as you can see, is our dedication to following Christ. And when we're surrendered to Him, He can do amazing things through us, regardless of our age. They won't always be the same things at 80 that they were when we were 20, but oftentimes our influence is much greater in our later years because of all the experiences God has led us through in those years. I pray that every one of us would wake up each day and say, Lord, how can you use me today to build your kingdom? Because that's the attitude that God empowers. And be on the lookout for the official Phil Mickelson Medic Alert golf glove. It'll give you the grip you need to drive the ball down the fairway, and it'll call for help when you reach down to tee up your ball and you can't get back up. Okay, well, maybe it is a good thing I didn't go into marketing. This episode brought to you by Dr. Scholl's Orthopedic Golf Shoes. With Dr. Scholl's, you'll never know the agony of defeat. Tell them Phil sent you.